everybody, welcome to my channel as Garden Turns. So in this video I'm going to be doing 100-layer biscuits. So first you're going to need the 2 sticks of cold butter. I took those out the freezer and I shaved them on my grater here, and so I have grated butter. So to our butter you're going to add 3 3/4 cup of flour. Grab my flour here. Okay, here's my first one. Let's see how actually 3 cups will do. 2. 3. Let's go ahead and add our salt. You need 2 teaspoons of salt. And I'm making these biscuits to go along with our date night in Texas. We're going to be having some country fried steak, and these should go perfectly with those. So you need 2 teaspoons of salt. You need 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder. All right, and you need 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda. All right, let's go through this and make sure we put everything in. We got flour. Nope, I did not. We need 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. See why you should always go back through your recipe. Okay, so sugar, you need 1.5 teaspoons. That's 1.5. Now you want to blend this together very well. I usually do mine by hand because that's the best way. And you want this to resemble sand. Okay, so I'm gonna be working with this for a second. Okay, so this is well combined. That's my oven. You want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And I have buttermilk here. I'm gonna need 1 1/3 cup. So there's 1, and this should be cold. And then 1 cup of water. Let me grab that. And you might not need all of the water here. Okay, so now let's mix this together with the buttermilk. So my husband's home. He just walked in. He was saying what a busy day they had today at work because of all the lights being out. And you want to come talk about that, babe?
Yeah.
So what was out when you went out today?
Well, I mean, so you know, Missouri had 7 deaths.
Yeah.
7 unalives. And yeah, so a lot of the restaurants was nobody had power. That was the thing.
Yeah.
400,000, I think 100,000 without power.
That's
So
crazy.
a lot of those restaurants had no power. So man, we had to sort probably 20,000 pounds of product and pull it off, put it back on. I felt like little Jaden Smith.
Oh wow, did you? Why is that?
Jackie Chan.
Oh, why you just skip over Ralph Macchio?
No, remember he was like, put the jacket on.
No, I don't, because I don't like that.
Now hang it up.
I didn't like that
Okay.
at all.
Well,
I didn't even like Ralph Macchio.
You know, I damn near shed a tear on that.
Okay, well, because it's something evidently wrong here. If you're going to shed a tear because of the Karate Kid. And then the one with Jaden Smith, oh my gosh.
He didn't know he was learning.
For people that are unconscious of what the hell, like that was, okay. Okay, well, let me see here.
Now they got another one coming out.
Yeah, and I'm sure there are people in our generation that want to see that, or people who like the Cobra Kai series on Netflix. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that either. Okay, so I'm finna move all this stuff out the way so I can roll out my dough and start layering our biscuits. Okay, so now you want to dump your dough out onto a floured surface, and we're about to layer this bad boy. flip it so we can get dough on both sides. Flatten it down.
And then another thing was a coworker of mine.
Roll it out.
You know, a child's mother. Her house, you know, the porch and everything collapsed on it, and the house. You know, they had to jump in the bathtub.
Wow.
And the girl was 13.
And we lucky.
And she had a, you know, like the, you know, and the younger, and yeah, right. So like it was lucky that she was able to think that quickly.
Yeah. Now you want to put in 3. It's just sad, ain't it? That people lost their homes, and like I be saying, you count your blessings.
And is there a femur?
And then fold that over. It is not anymore.
They already got rid of it?
Yes.
Like they got rid of femur?
Yes.
Okay.
There's no femur.
So there's no relief for these people?
I mean, they were saying people, they didn't want to give relief to folks. People voted for this craziness, man. So yeah, there is no FEMA.
Because the mayor that was out there, she has to get federal. She has to apply for federal funds, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's an emergency situation,
right?
And they don't have to give them to them.
No. So now we're gonna roll this out again. So you saw I cut that in 3 and I folded those over. So now we're gonna roll it this way, and then we're gonna do the same thing. No, what was you saying again?
No, I was just saying. So the mayor has to get federal FEMA funds because this is an emergency state declared, right?
Yeah, should be
local emergency. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the federal government doesn't have to give them out now, I guess.
No.
We'll see how this plays out.
Do it again. I mean, it's playing out ugly.
Yeah. And then what's strange about this is it was like selected victims. It's like some wealthy homes, and then some kind of like, you know, more a hood area, and then some in the middle, Central West End. You know, more collegey, you know, lawyers, med students. You know, it was like all walks of life were affected by this.
I'm gonna roll it out again. This time we need to turn it though. That was 2. This will be 3. And then you can see the dough starts to come together as you work it. When you first put it down, you might think, oh my gosh, it's not together. But it comes together as you work your dough. So this is number 3. We're going to do the same thing again. Turn. This will be number 4. Roll it out. So we probably gonna drive through that area because I want to see what it looked like, because it was already bad.
Yeah. Isn't that like, that's over there where we was?
It's the Ville.
The Ville, right. The Greater Ville and the Central West End and some of the West Side too. The tracks down there.
This is number 4. What?
It's just weird how that was such a pinpoint storm that just hit selected areas. Well, it didn't hit selected areas. It just came. It was in a path. It just came down 70. Why do storms always come down Highway 70?
I don't know. Maybe Highway 70 is cursed. I'm joking. Anything's possible though. But it never has hit in one of the neighborhoods, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just because there's buildings.
Number 5. And we're going to do one more after this. Yeah.
Normally, it get dissipated.
Now, you can see when I pick them up now, when I'm cutting them all the way through and just laying them on top. Now that it's a solid piece. So, again, we got one more of these to do. Put it in 3. you're gonna end up using more of that flour anyway for the 3 3/4 cup, so you can use that just as you roll this out. So we're gonna roll it out. This is the last one. All right, this is it. Okay, now you want to roll this out for the last time, and then we're going to cut the biscuits. Okay, so now I'm going to use my dough cutter to cut up my dough. You can use a cookie cutter if you want. So I think I'm just going to do square biscuits. My husband is here giggling. I don't know what he's giggling about. What?
Oh, I was just amused at how nicely Max sits there and enjoys the conversation.
I mean, he is a good boy.
Yeah.
He is a good boy. You a good boy, right, Max? He would say yes, but he's, you know.
If you a good boy, give me 5.
Okay, so you want to cut this.
All right. Uh-huh. You a good boy, give me 5. Thank you. You a good boy, give me 5.
I'm thinking over some that, like so. And then put these on your porcelain line baking tray. And I'm gonna shape those up more into a square shape. I'm just gonna bake these little pieces. Okay, so here are our biscuits. I'm gonna put these in the oven on 400 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. All right, so now I'm going to butter my biscuits. Pull them out. These things are massive. Look at that. Okay, so now I need to butter my biscuits. I put about 2 tablespoons of butter and about a half a tablespoon of honey. So these are going to be honey butter biscuits. You want to brush the tops, and these are going to go right back in. I feel like they fluffed up pretty good.
Nice. Oh my God.
All right, now throw these back in the oven for about another 5 minutes, and then pull them out when they're golden brown. I mean, these things are massive, but they're supposed to go with our what is that, country fried steak, so they should go along with it perfectly.
Good, perfect accompaniment.
Yes. All right, so this is gonna go back in the oven for about 5 minutes. We are having our date night in Texas. Like, share, and subscribe. All right, so I'm gonna pull out my honey butter biscuits, 100-layer honey butter biscuits. All right, let's see how this looks. Okay, that timer is just going off. Here they are. Here, these things are massive. You can see that they are layered as well. They look good. All right, so we're gonna have this for date night in Texas. It's gonna go with a chicken fried steak with a white gravy. All right, I'm gonna let these cool down. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. And this is 100-layer biscuits, honey butter. Okay, everybody, so I'm gonna do a really quick sunflower identification so you guys can know. Well, I want you to see what kind of sunflowers I'm growing in my backyard this year. So first, this is a chocolate cherry sunflower, and how you know that, look at the leaves on it. They're actually chocolate, like they look purplish. And these are now totally up to my hip. They're pretty big. So all of these back here are the same. Okay, those are potatoes. Now these are tall orange suns. See, they're coming along nicely. These are Russian mammoths. You can see these are, I mean, they're tall. These are also Russian mammoth and tall orange suns mixed up. You can see that these are higher than the trash can now and the compost bin. All right, and these were just a wild seed mix of sunflowers that I had, and we just threw some over here. They're just growing wild. So that is a mixture. And then these planted, they self-seeded. They just grew. So I left them because I thought they looked majestic. So these are, as you can see, taller than a traffic cone. And then I think these are Russian mammoths on the side here. And then up here is salt and smoke. Right here as well. Okay, over here, these are chocolate cherry and Titans. These are Titans back here. Now, I don't know, these also self-seeded themselves, but look how big they are now. These things are massive. So these probably are Titans. And then I have Titans back along the perimeter back there. They just go all the way across. And then I'm gonna show you these really cute ones that I have growing over here. These are short stuff sunflowers. They're not gonna get too much taller than that. These are probably about a foot tall, and then they have huge heads on them. But those are so cute. And then over here, I have teddy bear dwarf. So these also are not gonna get too much bigger than what you see. And back there, there are some chocolate cherry. They were blowing over by the winds yesterday. And then these are just a wild mix that I just put out. So those are the sunflowers, you know, for the most part that I'm growing. These are also dwarfs this year, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. All right, y'all. So now we're going to make our country fried steak. So this was one pack of steaks. I got 4 in there with it. So I'm going to do all 4. So I have some buttermilk with an egg, flour, and flour. And this may go for my gravy. I'm going to see how this is going to go. So first I want to season with a little bit of paprika. Probably about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Some onion salt. 1/8 of a teaspoon. Just a little bit. Green Goddess seasoning. That looks like this. 1/8 of a teaspoon. Some aglio olio seasoning. A little bit of salt and pepper. And then I'm also going to put a little salt and pepper on my beef. Okay, now you want to whisk your egg and buttermilk. All right, now let's also mix this up. Let's take our patty, place it in your flour first. Get that coated. And then into your buttermilk. And then we're gonna go back into the flour. That's what I meant. All right, y'all, one down. Switch this out. So I got my oil heating, and then I have my potatoes. So I boiled, this is about 3 potatoes, and then I had a bunch of mini potatoes left from something that I made a couple weeks ago. That was my microwave. I have my what is in the microwave? Green beans in the microwave. So first you want to smash your potatoes, and I'm leaving the skin on the little ones. I peeled the bigger potatoes. Okay, that's good. Okay, now I have some evaporated milk. And also this is a can that I had opened for something else that I did. But you can also use heavy cream. Probably put about a 1/4 cup in there. A sprinkle of salt. Some black pepper. About 2 tablespoons of butter. And a little bit of garlic powder. They come together there. And then I have a little bit of freshly shaved Parmesan cheese. There's just a little bit left. I'm just gonna pour that in as well. You gotta use everything you buy. This stuff costs an arm and a leg. Okay. You wanna get a fork so we can try some of these, see if these taste right to us. And then I got a little bit of green goddess seasoning I wanna add in as well. Here he comes with the fork. He's gonna try it. Go ahead. It's
good. Chunky.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm gonna move this back up, and we're gonna fry up our. I don't know why I keep forgetting chicken fried steak because they're beef patties. Yeah. All right, so yeah, let's get. Once this oil comes up to temperature, we're gonna fry that up and then make some white gravy. Okay, so I think my oil is hot enough. Yep, go ahead and add your chicken fried steak to Alright, so I'm gonna let that fry on one side, and then we will be flipping this, cooking it on the other side, then it'll be done, and then we're gonna make some white gravy. this down a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna remove these from my skillet. I'm gonna place these in the oven while I make the white gravy. Okay, so now I'm going to make my white gravy. So this is probably about a 1/4 cup of flour in our pan. And then I have some milk. And this is probably about a 1/4 cup of flour. You want to whisk that together. And then pour in your milk. Probably about a 1/2 cup. And you just cook this over low heat until it starts to thicken, and then you want to add a little bit of black pepper and salt. So once it starts to thicken, I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of chicken bouillon. That's probably about a 1/2 teaspoon. Some green goddess seasoning. Black pepper. Just a little bit of a pinch, literally a pinch of salt. And whisk that all together. You can see that's a thick gravy now, right? All right, all we gotta do is serve up dinner. Okay, so I have some green beans here that I've steamed in the oven, and then I made this lemon vinaigrette yesterday. I'm just gonna pour some of this in with my green beans. And toss it. And then add just a little bit more of the ranch seasoning, probably about an 1/8 teaspoon. And toss that together as well. Then these are lemon ranch green beans. All right, next we're gonna serve up dinner. All right, so now I'm going to plate up dinner for our date night in Texas. I'm going to do some mashed potatoes, and these are chunky, buttery, creamy mashed potatoes. Chicken fried steak. Let me grab one of those.
Let me pop this in the microwave or in the oven for a minute.
You don't got to.
Okay.
And then we're going to go ahead and put one of our biscuits on. Then we have some lemon ranch green beans. And then my husband is going to put on that gravy.
What happened to mine?
All right. You want some on your thing too?
Yeah, why not?
That's what she said.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. This is what we are having for dinner tonight for our date night in Texas. And then for dessert, bring up one of them cupcakes. Because he been eating these things like they Tic Tacs. I don't know. He say they good. What?
Chocolatey. That icing. Look at that icing.
It's set too.
That little layer of icing.
And walnuts.
Oh, it's like fudge.
Yeah. It's like he been eating them like Tic
My
Tacs.
God.
Yeah. They are good. I ate one earlier. Won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
Oh, over some chocolate cup. Okay, so this is what we having for dinner and dessert. What are you having? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. As the garden turns, bees, beds, and boxing, and stones on a roll. All right, here is one of our Texas sheet cake cupcakes, chocolate. Of course, you can see it's chocolate. Let me take off the liner. Oh yeah, that's some soft cake. This hasn't set all the way. I just wanted to get this so you guys can see what it looks like. Oh yeah. Now let's cut this. Oh wow, that's soft. There it is. Let me try it. Okay, Texas. Okay, I see you. Okay, so this is a good cake. Y'all know how to make desserts. This is good. This is a good cake. Yeah. Y'all try this Texas sheet cake. I got so much icing in my mouth. It's pretty good. All right. Have yourself. I was gonna say a Merry Christmas. No, have yourself a date night in Texas or Alabama or Georgia or Missouri.